Hi everyone, I'm Travis Guillory in the Shape Your Future Healthy Kitchen with Chef Valerie from OU Culinary Medicine. Thanks for coming in for us.
Happy to be here.
Absolutely. Well, we're happy to have you because we're really focusing on healthy foods here and things that folks can make and cook at home to feed their families, something just a little bit healthier. So what are we making today?
This is a Southwest summer vegetable saute. And the first thing we're going to do is I actually have the pan preheated a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and add about 2 tablespoons of canola oil. And it's very important to measure the oil because it's highly caloric and you don't want to add any needless calories to your dish. And the second thing that we have are some chopped green chilies. These are fresh green chilies. If you don't happen to have green chilies that are fresh, you can use ones that are canned. I've just chopped these kind of in a rough dice.
And it's good because you don't, like you said, you don't have to use something that is super fresh. You can use something in a can. There's substitutes that you can use for this. It's not a specific type.
Right, and you just want to be very flexible with your recipes. Just use those as a guide and substitute vegetables that you have so that you're not always feeling like you have to be exact on your recipes.
Right.
Okay, so the next ingredient that we have is corn. And so we're using fresh corn. Again, you could use frozen corn, you could use canned corn. If you're going to use canned corn, be sure and rinse the corn under a colander because that removes some of that excess sodium from canned products. So when you're cutting corn off the cob, if you've never done it before, it can get really messy. And I like to go ahead and cut that piece of corn in half, stand it on its end, and then just gently cut along the cob like this. Get all those kernels off.
And there's no pieces flying all over your kitchen.
Right, it's not too bad. Maybe a couple kernels, but not bad at all.
Right.
Okay, so once you have these cut off, this is 2 ears of corn total. I did some earlier, and then this is just going to go straight into the pan with a little bit of cumin. I'm going to go ahead and put this into the pan. You can hear that nice sizzle.
I know, I love to hear a sizzle. That means something's happening in the kitchen. It's
getting
exciting.
a little caramelization, a lot of flavor there. So we're going to give this a quick stir. And we're going to go ahead and add a ½ teaspoon of salt. And again, salt is something that I don't like to get too tethered to a recipe, but salt is important to measure because you don't want to have too much sodium in your diet.
Right.
And then this is some ground cumin. You can get this at the grocery store. Very delicious. And I'm putting about a teaspoon of ground cumin in with the corn and the chilies and the oil.
So just enough to give it a little bit of spice and a little bit of flavor there.
Right. So the next thing that we're going to add is we're going to add this chopped garlic. And I chopped this earlier. You could use garlic powder. You can actually use garlic in a jar. We just want to keep you in the kitchen. Like if you don't like to chop garlic, don't let that be a reason that you decide not to make a recipe. Use some sort of substitute.
Yep.
Okay.
And it comes in a jar for a reason.
That's right. And actually, they make some packages that are peeled cloves that all you have to do is crush and chop, and they're ready to go.
Yep. And then the last things we add right here.
Right. So this is chopped tomatoes and chopped zucchini. And these are going to go right in.
And about how long do you let all of that cook there?
So altogether, this recipe, without the magic of TV, is going to take about 10 or 11 minutes, something like that. And so this is just going to cook on high until all of the liquid is evaporated and the zucchini has softened just a little bit.
Right. And so you just mix all that together, and you could even add a little bit more flavor to it.
Right. So once the dish is complete, everything is cooked through, then you could add a little bit of cilantro to the dish. And that's it. So, I mean, really, in just a few minutes, you can have a side dish, or this could even be a main dish, especially if you were to add like black beans in to give it a little extra protein. You could serve it with some grilled fish or grilled chicken, and you have a complete meal.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming in. We really appreciate it. And from our Shape Your Future Healthy Kitchen, I'm Travis Guillory. Have a great day, everybody.